Hello, welcome to the garden. Teeny, how are you? Welcome to the garden. How is it going? I'm trying to get set up. I always come on here and I'm never completely set up. So bear with me. It's every single time, I swear. How's your Monday going? Great. All right. Teeny, I went to your page and I am connected to you. You feature a lot of other channels, but I am there to give you support, and I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. How is everyone? 3 people, 5 people in here. How's everyone? I'm not able to read my chat. I'm looking at it, but I don't see any. Let's see what we got up here. Look at that beautiful butterfly. Oh my God, he's gorgeous. So what are you going to feature on your channel, Teeny? Excuse the screaming. What I grow, how are you? Welcome to the live. I appreciate you stopping in. We have 5 people in the building, 1 thumbs up. If you guys don't mind, please smash the like button. I'm gonna take you all around the garden and show you some things that's going on within a few days. Changes happen in the garden. My peppers over here is ready to be harvested. Zoe, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for that thumbs up. I appreciate you. So the live is let's talk about gardening today. I got a lot of things going on in the garden. Not bad, but good. And I wanted to share it with you. I'm glad you're doing well what I grow. Um, so let me take you guys and show a few things. Now, ever since, let's go back here to the great. I can't go back too far because I'll lose my connection. But ever since, let's stop right here. I put that irrigation system back here on the grapevine. That thing has taken off. And I'm really all right, I'm having some difficulties. Irrigation is important in the garden. So me putting that line in and running it all the way back there to start to water those because that's a drier part of my yard, it worked out really well for me. So I'm very thankful for that. Low Cash Homestead. Hello, how are you? Good afternoon. Welcome to the live. You're new here. I'm going to have to check your channel out once I finish my live streaming. But yeah, that irrigation is important. So now what I have to do is train these vines to go for them to go now that I have the growth. Some of those vines are 2 years old. They should have been filled up that whole trellis back there, but it haven't. So I'm very thankful about that. That worked well. Second thing, um, over here by the greenhouse. I can't go too far again. Bearfruit, welcome. How are you? How's your day going? Over here, that Asian pear in that tan terracotta um, planter, that's my Asian pear, and it's doing super well. That thing has taken off, and that I just got that this fall. Hey, baby. I just got that this fall, so it's doing really, really good. It's surpassed the greenhouse almost. So I'm gonna just let that do what it do. And then you can see the persimmon peeping out over there. It's doing well. It's also. You washing dishes? Boy, I tell you, housework is never ending. Never ending. The cherry tree back there behind the pond is doing really good. So I'm super excited about that. And over here, let's try this peach tree, for example. This peach tree is the second year. I gotta find a way to get it to stand straight up. I mean, it's not hard, but I just have to take the time to do it. Then I'm gonna prune. um, it's my first year, maybe year growing a stone fruit, so I have to kind of do a little bit more researching on when it's the best time to prune these trees. So this peach tree with the white pole wrapped around it right here, it's doing real well. And the figs are coming on. You see, this is a way you guys can protect your figs if you don't have a large abundance. See those? I think they're called organza bags. I just put them right over the fig, and that's how I protect the birds from getting to them. I have a couple of more in the house. I just haven't came out and put them on my tree, but I will be. And not just figs, any of your fruit. If it just look like it's gonna be a year that you're not gonna get many because the birds keep attacking, that's all you gotta do. Because I'm telling you, the birds in my yard, they not playing. I seen a bird the other day from the window chasing a squirrel out the yard. The bird was chasing the squirrel. So that's crazy. That means they serious about what's going on in this garden. Same thing over here. Everything is nice, lush, and green. My fall gold raspberry bush, which is in this pot right here, it's a slow grower. I really kind of think it's root bound right now, so I'm going to have to move it to a larger pot soon and give the roots a little chance to get going a little bit more. The banana peppers are taking off like crazy. That's my thumbnail. And those are a pepper that you have to hurry up and pick because they're supposed to be yellow. But if you let them stay on there too long, they will turn red. But they're just as good. I had to move some things. My Sweet 100 right here. Now my Sweet 100 wasn't doing too well. It was dying over there in that direct sun. And I'm learning about the needs of my tomato plants. But I'm going to do some trimming on that and it'll be fine. I have fruit all over it. So I moved it over here where to get a couple of hours of shade. And I just brought my peppers over too because they kept drying out so quick. Now back here, now let me show you something that's so super crazy. I came out in the yard a couple of days ago to water, and you got this plant here. Now this second one here, when I came out to water it, the squirrel had digged the whole plant up. And that was the same day I seen the birds chasing the squirrel. Not only did they dig the whole plant up, they took it out the pot. It still was connected. See, the bird just landed over there. It still was it still was connected, and I'm watching this bird. It still was connected. The roots were still intact, but I wind up trying to salvage it. That's why I look a little like wimpy up at the top, because it went into shock. And I hope it make it back, because that particular plant is for Charles Robinson, um, that I suppose I have given the plant to. Um, so I hope that Charles is either watching this live or come in the live stream. We have 11 people to build it and 4 thumbs up. Guys, if you haven't smashed that like button, please do so for the host. I really appreciate it. But these cuttings are taking off like crazy too. Like from day to day, the growth is just outstanding. Now I'm gonna show you something else that's taken off since the last time I live streamed a tour. And I have fruit that already have set as well. Right here. Look at that watermelon patch. I mean, this thing has vined out. These are my sugar babies. There's only 4. But it's just a mess of vines all through here, which is a good mess. And some of them have set fruit. So I'm happy about that. And the squirrels are letting my second round of sweet potatoes. The birds are, I don't know. And over here, remember the last time I showed you guys my okra? It's growing like crazy. I don't think I have. Yep, I got okra now. Let me see if I can get y'all down here to see it. Right there. Let me see. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I got okra on here. And that one looked like it's about ready to be harvested. The beans back there is doing great. My cucumber trellis so far is holding up. I'm going to get in here and see if we have any cucumbers pollinated. I think we do. They're coming on, closing up. So, and I think, I don't know what's going on with this tree right here, y'all. This is my sun glow. My sun glow nectarine. And when I tell you it's called a disease, yep. No, this is not my sun glow. Y'all, this is my Santa Rosa plum. Oh, all that time I've been naming it wrong. Hold on. My Santa Rosa plum. So I'm going to have to peel back the canviate layer and see what's going on with it. That's my sun glow that's doing well over there in that pot. So yeah, everything is doing good in the garden. We talk about buying plants that's hardy for our zone. We also have to think about making sure that we're purchasing things that are disease resistance. That's just as important because if you live in a state where you have a lot of different pests, known for different pests, then you might not want to buy certain things or even grow certain things. I don't grow squash. I love squash, but it brings a lot of squash bugs to my garden. And I don't know if they not only eat squash, but other things. We have to, if we growing organically, we have to find organic ways to treat the pests. Can't use chemicals. Because just because your soil is organic, if you start to spray things on your garden that's not organic, then you're not organic. I go in the grocery store, the fruit market, they have organic strawberries. On the next side, they have, um, on the other side, they have organic strawberries. But they're right next to each other. Now for me, that's a problem. Because somebody can pick up the organic and put them over into the non-organic. And well, how do you know the difference? They're all labeled the same. It's just the sign says something different. They just label strawberries, sweet strawberries. So we have to be careful. Everything that they say is organic, it's not organic. Because the organic that I know don't look that pretty. And it's not that big. Bare fruit saying squash bugs may lay their eggs on everything. Yeah. Yeah. So I try not to even breed. I try not to grow squash. That'll be something that I will purchase or get from another gardener until I can learn how to treat them. Dan, happy Monday to you. How are you? Let me see. Zoe, welcome to the live. I missed a couple of people that came in. So welcome. 248. Wonderful life. Welcome, welcome. Low cash homestead. I like that. But yeah, we have to find out ways to do things. Diva Jones, welcome. Do things organically, truly organically. If we're gonna say we are organic gardeners, just stick to it. I mean, if we're gonna say we only eat organic food, then stick to it. Because if we turn around and we're spraying all type of chemicals on our food, they go organic right out the window. I don't care how organic your soil is. You just sprayed a whole bunch of chemicals on your plants, 7 and all of that, to keep it from turning. You're no longer organic. That's going into your food. That's going into that peach or that pear or that plum tree. So it's something that we have to think about. I truly believe that organic is the way to go. I mean, with all these chemicals, pests, and diseases that our body go through, because we got pests in our body too. We have parasites, and parasites come from different meats that we eat. Everybody that like to eat their steak medium rare to rare, there's still parasites in that meat that haven't been cooked out, and I eat my steak medium rare or medium well. So you got to kind of do your research. I do a detoxing. Um, I can't think of the stuff that I use. It's been a while since I've done it, where it will flush all the parasites out of your body. I mean, worms. Don't think they ain't living in your belly. And I mean, it might sound a little gross, but it do. I mean, eating raw meat, consuming raw meat will get you to that. So you have to be careful, especially in pork. Pork has a lot of parasites in it. And when we eat that meat, we can't eat it. We're not supposed to eat it no other way but well done. But when you eat it, it's still living organisms in that meat, and it's getting into our body. So we have to be able to flush those out. I'm going to think of the name of that. I can't think of the name of the stuff that I used to use. It was a powder. Psyllium husk. Have anybody ever heard of psyllium husk? And cascara. I probably naming that one wrong. So I can't name the second one, but it's a two-part. Psyllium husk is one of them. And I don't know if anybody ever used that. Okay, Diva Jones says she takes it daily. That is something that will flush those toxics and those worms out of your body. Now, if you take that for a week and you go back and you do your BM, you will actually literally see. I'm live, grandbaby. Get. Okay, thank you. That's my grandbaby hollering out the window saying he's watching my video. So it is great fiber, and it will flush. It will detox your body. So a lot of times when we feel sluggish and we're feeling tired and we don't know why we're feeling sluggish and tired and we just can't get our momentum going, a lot of times it's time to detox. I mean, we could eat. You say, Zoe say, I'm eating my pork. I eat pork too, Zoe. I mean, I'm cutting back on it because it's causing issues with me, but it's still ways to even prevent that. We could cut back and we could start taking different fibers that we need to keep our system flushed. So with that and gardening, it's the same thing that's going on in our body. When we go organic in the garden and we're spraying this stuff on it, it's not organic. So if you go organic garden and you only eat organic fruits, you got to think about what you're consuming as well. When I first started taking psyllium husk, and I haven't taken it in a while, because it's rough. It ain't easy to take. But when I first started taking it, I noticed my energy level had went up once. All right, let me turn you guys back around out into the garden. Okay. So it was very frightening. All right, let me go in and read these comments. I know I can't get with that beef stuff. I ate a pig in a in a hot second. Yeah, that the beef is harder to digest. The beef is hard to digest. I'm trying to get away from the beef. I've been slowed down on that beef though, because that thing, gout. You guys, I know it's an old school word, but gout, when people have that in their knees and then they can't move and that stiffness, that's coming from that beef and that pork, actually. Diva Jones said, I eat all meat, but I eat mostly veggies. Meals are usually a rotation of about 80 veggies, a fruit, and 20 meats. Okay. And psyllium husk. Yep. Diva Jones. Kindly. Let's see where we at. I'm trying to get back into the chat, guys. See. Telling some people the other day, I think there's more about making sure you're eating more than meat. I think I think you're correct on that, Diva, because a lot of times people they want to eat vegetables. Um, they have nothing. My son is one. He has nothing green on his plate, but he will eat, and he's a little guy, little muscular little guy, but it's like he don't eat his vegetables right, and I told him he should try, smoothies. However you can get it in you, get it in you. I did a smoothie yesterday, kale. It was kale, celery. Uh, what else did I put in? Kale, celery, and lemon juice. Whoo, that was rough. I was gagging, but I got it down because I'm not used to it. But I taste kale greens for the first time, and they were absolutely delicious. Like I was so not into kale, I didn't even know you could cook them like carrots and mustard green. They actually taste a little bit like mustards. But that drinking it, whew. Oh, and I had ginger in it. Now I love ginger. I'll sit there and eat ginger by itself. And ginger is really good for inflammation. So it helps a lot with that stiffness and getting your body, loose because you don't have that swelling around your joints. So I can vouch for some ginger. I love ginger. It's really good. But that kale is rough and it's good for you. But whew, I ain't gonna lie. It took me a minute. Took my and low sodium. Zoe, that's how this was cooked. She cooked it because someone cooked it for me. She cooked it in chicken broth, and she didn't even put no meat in it. She had carrots in it. It was no meat. It was so good. It was delicious, and that's a meal that I could do kale like that. It was delicious because I love my collards and my mustards and turnips, but I had never tasted kale, and I've seen people cook them, but that was just something I never knew about coming up. And so I never tasted. So now I'm on board with the kale train, but in my smoothie, I'm still standing at the station. Find 3 to 5 smoothies, just give you some variation to what you like, and you will stop. I missed that one. Stop drinking them. Don't like raw kale either. Yeah, whew, yeah, bear fruit. I can't do the kale every day, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna do it because I know it's gonna help me. But it won't be every day. It'll be every other day. On those off days, I'll be back to my regular smoothie program with kale in it, but it has some berries in it to kind of kill the kale taste. So I'll get the kale in me every day, but I won't get that full that green smoothies. Whew. And I don't want to put honey in my smoothies because it's like defeating the purpose for me. My journey is to do a little weight loss, but and I know honey has different benefits, but I was trying to go head in with it, but whew, nope. Mm-mm. That was rough. But I'm gonna continue to do it. I might throw a banana in there or something for a sweetener, but that kale is rough. I can't stop saying it. I probably have said it about 50 times during this live because that's just how I feel about it. Let's see what we have here. And the crazy thing about it, next year I'm going to be growing kale. There was another young man in the fruit market, and I believe he was on a journey too because he was asking people, well, which kale is the healthiest? Which one is? Because it's different types of kale, and the guys was in there like, man, we just sell this stuff. We don't know which one is the healthiest. So I was just looking at him like, yeah, he's on a journey. So he had to go back in there and try to figure out which one is which. But I know there's different varieties of kale, but I'm not a kale person. Not yet, but I'm researching because it will be in my garden next year. And I hope it don't bring a lot of pests because I know with the collards sometimes you have some issues. Dinosaur kale. Zoe is growing dinosaur kale and Russian kale for the fall. So by kale being a brassica in the brassica family, correct? So I guess the fall, spring would be the best time, or it doesn't matter, cause I don't know nothing about it, and that's the question I'm asking. Now I hear a lot of people also, Lloyd, talking about um oh, cabbage loppers do like kale. Wow. So I hear a lot of people talking about tree kale. And that can get pretty tall, like a tree stalk. The stalk can get pretty thick. Dinosaur kale grow all year. Okay, so Dan is saying that it grows all year. That's good information for me to know. But yeah, I'm gonna have to put that into my rotation for real in my garden. It's gonna be some different things that you guys will see in the garden next year as far as what I'm growing. This year I started growing different types of fruit because I remember telling you guys that I wanted to try different fruits. I never tried a dragon fruit. I never tried well, I tried a star fruit before, but it was my first time. So every year at this market that we go to, they have all type of fruits. I've tried jackfruit. I'm not into it. I don't even like how it looked. And when I did try it, it was at a restaurant and they cooked it. It was a supplement for chicken nuggets or something. But um, it was pretty good because he had it gouged with a bunch of sauce. But I don't think I could handle trying to cook it myself because I know with jackfruit, it does have that like figs, that latex, and you have to know when it's just right. Because when you pick a fig, you have that white milky stuff dropping off. That's latex that's coming off of them. Okay, so dinosaur kale and Russian kale are heat tolerant. Y'all, when I came out here, it was no sun. It was shady all over the whole yard. Now it's no shade. It's sunny all over the whole yard. We're mustards too. Too. Now my friend mom cooked mustard green. I've never. And my mother was an excellent cook, but she didn't cook mustard greens like my friend mom. Her mother can throw down on some mustard greens. For real. Miss Diane ain't no joke. She ain't no joke when it come down to the mustard greens. So I like mustard greens. I can eat the mustard greens. I even like the kale greens. Now, cooked, and I don't have to have any meat in it. Like Zoe was saying, cook it in some chicken broth and whatever seasonings you put in it, it's fine with me. I could eat it like that. Diva Jones says she loves all the greens. Yeah, Samuel's garden. I can't think of his name. He did a harvest and he had every green that he had in his garden in the pot, and it was kale, mustards, turnips, all mixed together. So that was pretty cool. Let's see what we have here. But yeah, we I think that I got to get more vegetables down system. I'm learning more about my different teas because I'm a big tea drinker. So I'm learning more about the different teas um, to relax me a bit, because here in Michigan, driving on the roads will cause your anxiety to go out the roof because these drivers are crazy, for real. So if I come home, get me a cup of ginger and mix it with, uh, let me think, what is that I mix it with? I can't think today for some reason, probably because the sun is beaming on my forehead. So yeah, but if I come home and I fix me a nice cup of tea, just to relax me a bit, I feel great. And I could just feel it, going through me and relaxing me. So that's another way to get our herbs in us, by drying out our ginger, dehydrating it. It lasts longer than putting it in the refrigerator whole, and it still have the same potency as it would if you put it in the refrigerator and just peeled it, and you don't even have to actually boil it as long when you dehydrate your ginger. Patricia Sprinkles, how are you? Welcome to the live. I didn't see you come in, so if I'm calling you out late, it's because I'm in and out of the chat. Thank you so much for coming. So yeah, I like my different teas. I like turmeric and ginger mixed together. That's pretty good. That really helps with swelling around your joints and stiffness and other things. For me, that's what it helps me. So yeah, that's good. And I use honey, raw honey, in my tea as well. Valerian root is the other one to help with my anxiety. Valerian root. Have anybody heard of valerian root? That's pretty good. My grandson is next door cutting up. When I get off this live, I'm going to pay him a visit. Stir fry it with some garlic. Smoothie, yeah. Okay, what I grow is saying that, what do you stir fry with garlic? Let me go back in the chat. Garlic, too, is another thing that I want to start growing in my garden because uh, that's something that also have a lot of health benefits too. Garlic is a natural, and the reason why I say for me is because I don't want people to be like giving out health recommendation of different herbs and it made me sick. So that's why you have to be careful and put your disclaimers. Kale and garlic, what I grow. Yeah, I can see that. And I'm telling you, look, if y'all don't know how to cook, something like you know how to cook, all you got to do is put some onions in a skillet or some garlic and just saute them, and they'll come in your house like, "Woo, what is you cooking? What did you cook?" And they swear you could throw down, because that is an aroma that will go through your house and it smells delicious. Red onions are more healthier for us. Zoe is laughing. So red onions, and whew, they hard though, because a red onion just, it burns, but it's very healthy for you. So I'm just sharing the little things that I'm doing on my little journey, because it's time for me to get some changes going on. Melanie welcome. How are you? Good afternoon. Time to get some changes. The changes in the garden, changes that's going on, that I'm seeing, changes within myself that I'm experiencing. As we get older, we get wiser. We supposed to. I don't know, because we got. I hate to say it, but we got some old fools out here. I saw somebody do something the other day. I just shook my head like, you way too old. You too old for that one. So you have to be. As we get older, we supposed to get wiser. Any particular goals? Yes, Diva. Um, I'm on a healthy living journey. Um, the goals of my garden is if I could get this lot behind me, I would truly like to start my own food forest. Cause right now, I'm just a gardener. I'm not a I'm not a homesteader. A lot of people call themselves homesteaders, but I'm just a gardener, and I want to change that, but I need more space to do that, and create a food forest and homestead. I want to start canning. I want to learn to can. I do not know how to can, y'all. When I grow all my tomatoes, I have a friend of mine that can them for me and make my spaghetti sauce and my salsa, my pickles, my cucumbers, the same thing. I need to learn that myself. Next year, the dill will be in my garden. I'll have a little area where I'll grow my dill, so that I can start canning. And I think it's coming from just getting older and then going to the store and seeing how expensive stuff is. Like cherries is $3.99 a pound. That's like stupid crazy. If I can grow my own, and then I know what I've done or what I've put in them. So yeah, I have a lot of different goals that I have set, particularly my health journey. I am, whew, I can't believe I'm about to put it out there. I am 53 years old, and I'm not on any medication, no high blood pressure, no diabetes medicine, um, anxiety medicine, any of that. And I feel like my father suffered from high blood pressure. My mother was a diabetic. Um, and I feel like I'm borrowing time with this not being on these medicines. So, in order for me to continue, I know I have to change the way that I do things, the way that I eat, the way, just a whole lot of things. Like I used to stress about the littlest things that I have no control over. As you get older, you will stop stressing. You just gonna be so laid back, mellow, like, you know what? It's going to do what it's going to do. I'm gonna do what I can do, and that's all I can do. I can't change situations, and I have to also learn how to, and I'm still learning. I also have to learn how to quit worrying about others. You know, a lot of times we worry about our children, and we always want to try to save them and block that brick from hitting that brick wall. Sometimes you just gotta let them hit it. That's the only way they gonna get it. I have four sons. They're all grown. My youngest son is 24. He just turned 24 last week. So I have no babies. I have grandbabies. You know, and I do what I can with them, and I spend a lot of quality time with them, and I try to show them, you know, how to garden and all of that. So a lot has changed in my life. I didn't always have my grandbabies here with me, and they are here, and they've changed my life. And this is one of the reasons why I'm starting on my journey, because I want to be able to be there for them. I want to be able to watch them grow up and enjoy it. I want to get out there. My little granddaughter, Mari, will take off running in a minute. I have to be right behind her. So those are fun times. You know, you want to pull up at the play place with them, and you want to be able to go out and enjoy it with them. So those are my journeys, and I continue to do that. And just you gotta you gotta make changes in your life, especially for me, because like I say, I'm 53 and I haven't been on any medicines. I'm not on any type of med. So I would like to take a holistic approach on some of the things that's going on with me as far as my anxiety. Um, Valerian root helps with that. I don't have those anxi- anxiety moments often, and that comes from stressing, because I have to start, you know, just letting certain things go. And in the field that I'm in, I'm a property investor here in Michigan. In the field that I'm in, and I deal with a lot of tenants. And if anybody who know anything about tenants, that's a headache within itself. So if, it's a lot of things that I have to catch before it become a problem. That's all. Just catch it before it become a problem. Stay ahead of it. Let's see. Let me get back in the chat. While you guys are here getting to know each other, that's how we network. Our daughter, they're 23 and 21. My mom said it is me all the time. Let them live and they'll learn life. And you never know a beautiful love until that's so true. And that's what I'm going through, Zoe. It's like you try to help, but you have to let them hit the brick wall. I was a spoiled baby. I was so sheltered when let me tell you, I had my mother. I was blessed to have both parents in the household, my mother and my father, all my life. And I was a daddy's girl. And my father spoiled me to no end. But when I turned 18, he just stopped all of a sudden, and his health was failing him, and I didn't know that. And I'm like, I was devastated when he just stopped doing for me. Like, I went out and I bought my first new car. I had cars before, but this was my first new car, right off the showroom floor. It was a Pontiac Le Mans. I was working at a factory, and my father was livid that I went out and I bought that car, a Pontiac Le Mans. He was so upset with me. He said, "Why did you go buy that car?" Now, my father is a GM man because he worked for GM. And if you know anything about up here, we're the big three: Ford, Chrysler, GM. And normally people that work for a certain company support that company and only buy their products, normally. Back then, it really was like that. Now, he come from Georgia. He lived in Georgia, but he moved to the north because then jobs were plentiful. So, and a lot of people can probably contest to this story of their parents moving from the south up to the north for those reasons. But when I bought that car, he was like, "Okay, she grown, she making grown folks decisions," and it was hard for him. So I wind up. The car note was expensive. It was more expensive than I could afford. Oh, crazy me wasn't thinking about that, because when I go in there, I'm telling the man, "Look, I only can afford a $150, $200 car note." "Oh, come on, no problem, no problem." When he added that thing up, tax and all of that, it came up to $275. And I'm like, I'm too weak to say, "Oh, no, 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 no," and walk away, because this guy done put the hard sell on me. Like, "Oh yeah, you could do this, and oh, you're gonna look good in this, and da 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 da." And see, that's where we're so foolish, because we allow people to tell us and give us that hard sell. "Oh, in order for you to look good, you gotta have on $1,000 suit, you gotta have on $400 shoes." That's crazy. And that was what I was falling into, and my father saw that. Like, somebody that went there, took advantage of you, because they knew that you was not very knowledgeable, and they done sold you this car that you can't afford. I think I rode in that car brand new. It had 20 miles on it. And the only reason why it had 20 miles is because they drove it from one dealer to the other for me. Let me tell you, that car stayed in the shop more than I stayed in the car, because it was always something wrong. So now I got to take my car. It done broke down. I got to take it to the dealership. Well, you in the dealership at least 4 hours, but I got to be at work. Ain't nobody taking my car for me. So I'm losing money. I'm losing it was crazy. That was one of the hardest lessons. But he had to allow me to go through that in order for me to be where I am today, because it's like I'm very independent. I don't depend on anybody. And my father, it didn't stop there. It did not stop there. I wind up uh, losing the car. I got into a wreck. Uh, Insurance paid off the blue book value. Listen now. But it didn't pay off the whole loan of the car. So I'm now paying for a car for a whole nother year to a vehicle that I don't even have. So I go to my dad and I'm like, Dad, what they say if I give them the $2,000, the car be paid off if I do it within so many days. But if I don't, they're gonna double it to 4,000. And now my father always had money. He would not give me that money for me to give him $500 every other week. He would not do it because he wanted me to go. And now I know it was the hardest thing in the world for him to do because I was his baby. But it taught me a lesson, and it was a hard one because I had to get on the bus. I'm not bus savvy at all. Out back then, I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah. Yep, Lloyd, that's exactly what he did. He had to break me in, and I'm telling you, like, I'm the I guess he was back then. He was trying to tell me, and I wasn't hearing it, so he had to show me. And that's some of the things that I'm going through. Like I try to tell, my children, or my nieces, you look, let's. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Oh, they feel you old school. Like, how dare you? I don't even feel old. Like, for real, for real. But yeah, now it's like you gotta pretty much let them learn on their own. It's as hard as it is, but it'll make them a stronger person in the end. That's the end goal. Is that it'll make them a stronger person. And the same thing for us. Your doctor keep telling you, oh, you need to lose weight. Oh, your body keep telling you there's something that's not right. You're getting up in the morning and you're tired and you're depleted and you're ignoring the signs of your body. You're ignoring the signs of just like ignoring the signs of your garden. It's your leaves is turning, and it's telling you something. Your garden speaks to you. Your body speaks to you. Life speaks to you. If things keep falling down around you, then we know it's something that we're not doing right, or it's something that we need to change. So while my body is whispering to me, you should not be in this much pain. You should not be this tired at 53. And I got 70-year-old passing me up, power walking. That ain't something. I ain't doing something right. So we gotta listen to our garden, listen to our body, and listen to what life is telling us. Everything works hand in hand. And how many times what I grow have we learned the hard way in our garden? A lot. We've learned a lot in the hard way in our garden because we don't research. So our trees wind up dying for the lack of knowledge because we don't know. Like this Santa Rosa plum over there. I'm so bummed out that I just discovered that was my Santa Rosa. I thought it was my sun glow. But we do learn the hard way. But if someone comes to you and shows you a different way, we either gonna take it or we're not. And it hurts our feelings when we try to show our children or we try to show others something different and it's not taken in. But you can't take it personal. It is that's how they want to do. That's how they want. That's not my journey. That's their journey. Look at the bird. He all in the pot. Right here in front of me. You see his little head keep sticking up? That's crazy. These birds, I tell you, it's gonna be. They're waiting on these figs. He's just going from tree to tree. That's another thing. The birds is telling me, I'm going to get your fruit. I'm going to chase you out the garden. I'm going to chase these squirrels out the garden. So I got to listen and prepare for that. So everything gives us warnings. We just have to, you know, pay attention to the warnings. All right, let me see what's going on in the chat. What I grow, I'm 46 and I'm in a changing phase too. Eating habits, etc. Yes. I mean, I told one of my kids last year, Marlo, that's my second to the baby boy. And he's tired. Now he's a slim guy. He's tall, slim. And I was like, he do this, do that. And he's working with me on different jobs and he's like, I'm tired. And I'm looking at him like, boy, you is so young. If I had my youth over again, I definitely would do things differently. In my personal life, in my spiritual life, in my financial life, I would definitely, if I could get a do-over, I know some changes. Some I wouldn't. Some I'm okay with right now. But a lot of them I would. So I try to explain to them, you're young. Quit talking about you tired. You young. Quit talking. I mean, I used to work when I was working. When I was working, we worked 70 hours a week. 70 hours a week. We were on 10 days, 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. And I still would make my little trips, 3-hour trips every weekend to go and visit my nephew and come back and get right up, 4 hours of sleep, go out. My body would crash, not that day, but like later on that week. I would just crash and like sleep for a whole day. The whole day I just sleep. And our young people now, they don't know about that. They don't know about that hard working life for real. My dad worked in a factory 35 years. 35 years for GM. I worked in a factory 13 years. I couldn't stand on them. I couldn't stand on them concrete floors no more. I had to figure out every day I went to work. I was like, it's got to be a better way. I got to figure out a better way. I don't want to die. I don't want to die trying to survive, if that makes sense. I don't want to die trying to make money to survive. So either I need to change up what I'm doing and quit letting life tell me if I'm not driving a Cadillac or if I'm not driving a BMW, I ain't popping. We got to quit letting life tell us those things and just accept what we can drive. As long as I got me a nice, clean vehicle that's dependable, I'm good. I stopped trying to keep up with the Joneses, per se. Crystal, Pets and Plants, how are you? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for coming in. Backyard Gardening, hello. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for coming in. Guys, if you're just coming in, smash the like button for the host. We got 10 people in here, and my screen says 8 thumbs up, but I'm probably off. So Barefruit saying it makes total sense, and it does, because who are we trying to impress by having all of this? Because at the end of the day, when I ride through there with my Cadillac, and they be like, oh, there she go in her Cadillac, hey. The second day I come through, all you gonna get is a wave. They're not impressed no more. but I'm still stuck with this car note, $500 car note for 70 more months. And the thrill of it, of impressing people, only lasted a week. So did I buy it because I needed it? Or did I buy it because I wanted to show people I needed it to validate who I was? Nope. Same thing with my house. Like, I'm in a city and everybody's like, I don't understand why you haven't moved out. You haven't left. My house is beautiful. I don't have to move to Bloomfield. This is my Bloomfield. I have a beautiful house right here in the city, next to Pookie, down the street from Ray Ray. We good. They don't bother me. I don't bother them. And people get the misconception, oh no, 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 I have to have this big old house. If you have this big old house and then your kids is gone and grown, that's empty bedrooms. You don't even travel through the whole house, utilize the whole house because you done got older now. Don't be afraid to downsize. Everybody was saying, excuse me, everybody was saying that, remember the tiny home? Everybody was living in a tiny homes and they were like, oh yeah, this is the new trend. That wasn't no trend. People was buying tiny homes and living in sheds and storages because that was their step from not being homeless. Now it's the off grid. You know, a lot of people was living off grid. Oh, that's the new trend. It's not a trend. It's a way of life. It's a way of life. So you're not gonna be able to tell me that that's a trend. I mean, and I think off grid living to a certain extent is great if you're living off of solar. If you're living off, I have to be able to see. I got to be able to heat. So if you're living more economical, I mean, kudos. That's what's up. That's good. But I can't live with nothing. No power, no lights, just in the dark, light a candle. No. Because I've never lived like that before. My parents are from the South, in the country. I'm not. I don't even have that blood. It'd be like that. Like my auntie, my sisters and them, they used to go to Florida, take my dad to Florida to visit his aunts. And, I had this idea that Florida was this beautiful, beautiful place. My sisters and them come back talking about lizards was behind the refrigerator and they got lizards like mice. You have to worry about me wanting to visit. Like, it's nice places in Florida, just like it's nice places in Jamaica. It's nice places in Hawaii. But there's also, to every place, there's poverty areas and there's rural areas. And I'm not used to it because I can't imagine a lizard running across my foot. I can't imagine chopping off a lizard tail and my auntie would pick them up and swing them out the window. And then they had to use outhouses. I don't even like using porta potties. So I know I'm not going to an outhouse. So therefore, I gotta, certain things I'm not, and it's not that I'm saying it's a negative. I'm just not used to it. Not only do I not like using porta potties, but anybody that truly know me, I don't even like to use public restrooms. I will drive all the way home, use the bathroom, and continue my journey. When I go out of town, I'm forced to have to go into the rest areas and use the bathrooms. But you better believe I done lined that that toilet about 6 inches with paper towel or toilet paper. I'm sorry. Muscle car appraiser, I'm glad to see you back. How are you? I'm telling you, these rabbits and raccoons and uh what's those possums that's running through here now? I'm not used to it. I got a house on the west side. I went over there I went over there to go check out something. on the way back, it was a herd of deers. Now, I've been seeing the deer crossing signs all along, but I'm like, ain't no deers over here. I was like, whew, look at all these deers. I mean, I had to sit there and wait for the deers to cross. So we do have deers here. We don't have them in the city, but in certain parts of our city, we do have deers. So it's crazy. I'm just, and I tell you, I'm a city girl. I'm a city girl. Now if I have to live without something, house living isn't anything new. We call those houses shotgun houses, and they would have still have them with some. Yeah, yeah. It ain't nothing new, but the young folks, and this is what I'm saying. The young people will try to make it seem like, oh, this is the popping thing. Oh, we created this. No, it's not. Like you said, it ain't. It's nothing new. It's been around for years. We call them shacks. That's what we used to call them. Little shacks. Little shacks. That's what it was. Little small houses with shacks. So now they want to convert a greenhouse. I mean a shed into a home. I mean, that's cool if that's what you want to do, but I'm gonna need some power hookup. I'm gonna need to be hooked up to something, or give me some solar panels, and that's what I'm working on now. Solar, because we've lost our power here in the middle of the summer for about a week. How many people remember that Y2K when we had that big blackout all over the world? Do anybody remember Y2K? Everything is just reliving life. Even the clothes they wear. They swear they started that trend. No, this how we used. This how we started this. I'm like, okay, that looks very similar to what we used to wear. Used jeans and damaged jeans back in the day. I'm telling my age. Y'all remember the used jeans, the damaged jeans, the glass heel shoes, the baby doll shoes. Let me see what I grow saying. Living in kind of shopping boxes. Don't think so. Yeah, Y2K. Yep. And now we have a bike group here called Slow Rollers, and they take all the bikes, the old school Devo bikes off Friday that the guy used to ride through the neighborhood when he was looking for Smokey now. They sell them at Walmart all the time, and now people put lights all over them and this, that, and the third. Them is the same bikes. I had one of those. It was called a Purple Busy Bee when I was a kid. And I used to hate it because I wanted to swim. And my daddy was like, you want to swim, you go out there and buy you a swim, but you going to ride this Busy Bee, which was, the kids would teach me, and be like, oh, you got a truck. But I was the only one with a brand new bike. Everybody else bike was used, and my daddy had to tell me, like, they hating on you because you have a brand new bike. Their bikes used. Those swims, they done put them together and put some tires on them. And they mismatch, but you got a brand new bike. And I had to think about it like, you right. So I used to ride my so-called truck, which was my big purple bike called Busy Bee. I used to ride it. I wanted a banana seat bike or a BMX seat bike. Nope. I had the Busy Bee. And that's what they riding today. And I hope you are single man. A single man who can survive on your own. Backyard garden, I hope you're single. Let me see. Zoe, what are you saying? Let me see. I'm trying to read the chat. Flashlights, no candles, children has backyard garden. I hope you're a single man who can survive on your own. I don't know what that means, Zoe. I gotta go back in the chat and read it. Because I know you know I'm not a man. So I gotta see. But yeah, these I mean, I don't know. My father was a provider. My mom, she didn't work. She was a housewife. And now today in 2020, 2018, 2019, it's like the man don't work and the woman go to work. And I don't understand that. Because why can't we both work and then do different shifts? And even with that, the kids suffer from that because I think that's the problem with a lot what's going on is that the kids are suffering from not having their parents home, and it's nothing they can do because they have to work to survive. But what are we surviving? Are we surviving keeping a Cadillac, keeping our condo, or are we surviving simple living? So downsizing, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we got to downsize, cause that's the new thing." No, you have to downsize because you can't afford the life that you're living, especially when the housing market crash came. When the housing market crash came, um, well, I can't remember what year that was. Was it '08? No, it was before '08. If you guys remember when the housing market crashed, tell me. But when the housing market crashed, yeah, '08. Okay. Um, man, everybody was losing their stuff. White people, black people, Chinese, whatever race, all races was losing their stuff, and it was crazy because to me it was a humbling experience for all of us because we thought we were better than. We had that better than mentality. But when that housing market came through, let me tell you, it had no prospective person. It was hitting everybody. It was hitting me. I was like a little fish in water, trying to bloop bloop, keep, trying to suck up some air, or I was drowning. But see, my mortgage, I had just paid my main house off, but I still had two mortgages on my other houses. And I'm telling you, people, that the our factories was going bankrupt in Detroit. In Michigan, all the big threes was going bankrupt because they couldn't survive, which was causing all of the Coney Islands to go bankrupt, which was causing all of the liquor stores. It was a domino effect, and it trickled all the way. I ain't working no factory, but all of that trickled down to me because my tenants, they couldn't pay their rent. That means I couldn't pay my mortgage. When I found a way to get debt free, and trust me, I had $50,000 mortgage on two of my houses. When I found a way to get out of that house, that mortgage, I got it. They called me, bill collectors. They were saying, "Hey, you got to pay it." Well, I'm running behind. So they were doing a refinance, and then they were doing it was something else that they were doing back then to try to help people out. I forget what it's called. But was the thing. It was so hard to get through that. They said if you come up, now mind you, I had $50,000 mortgage. I put 10 down on each house, so that brought it down to 40. I still owe them $40,000. They said if you can come up with one of my houses, they said if you can come up with $4,000. No, let me get this right. They told me if I could come up with $5,000, they would close out my account and give me my deed. I tell me that wasn't nothing but God. Close out my account and give me my deed. Now back then, it was already rough. But because I'm a person that has good word and I do what I say, I was able to go to two people and get 3,000. Then God sent somebody else into my life and he wanted me to work for him, helping him with his properties. And I told him, I said, right now I'm going through too much. I can't really start right now. He said, I need you to start now. He said, what are you going through, if I may ask? We met at the gun range, y'all. He couldn't speak. I was trying to get my CCW because back then stuff was getting real, so I had to watch my back. He couldn't speak a word of English, but I mean he couldn't read a word of English. Sorry about that, backyard gardening. I'm trying the best I can with this, but I think I should be okay now. Um, we wind up hooking up. I was helping him with his application. He could speak English very well. He just couldn't read or write it. Um, he was Chaldean. And I started working for him, and he wound up giving me the money. He was like, this is some pay up front. And that's when I saved my first house. The second house, I guess they was like, well, you did that one kind of easy. Let me see if I get 8,000 out of you. I knew it wasn't, in my mind, I didn't see a door. I didn't see a way to do it. But I wind up getting it, the 8,000 up. Mind you, this is during the housing market crash. And I wind up paying them that money and paying those houses off. I don't want to be in no more mortgages. I don't want to, 30-year. And I mean, like right now I'm 50, 53. What I look like going out getting a mortgage anyway? At 53, a 30-year mortgage. Look at my grandbaby moving the chair. Why you taking the chair over there, Talia? Why you putting it over in the corner? Sorry about that, y'all. So even sometimes when you don't see a way, for all those out there, you might not see it. Just keep having faith. It'll come. It'll definitely come. And see, Hidden Harvest said he's 53, small, tiny house for his wife and him on land. The land is the gold. The land is the gold because you can live off of that land. So for you and your wife, it probably don't take much. That's what I'm saying. These a lot of a lot of folks out here got these gigantic houses, and it's like your kids is gone and grown. What you gonna do with them? It's okay to downsize. Wow, 22.5 acres, 40K. You, I bet you if you had it appraised today, it's doubled. Terry Smith, welcome to the live. How are you? Backyard gardener. You said, did anyone grow asparagus? I grow asparagus, purple passion asparagus. It's like a weed bed right now. If I get all them weeds out of there, I'll find it. Hidden harvest. You say you're way in the woods. We need next to nothing regarding square acres. But you know what? Hidden harvest. If I can get hooked up to some power, I gotta have power. I wouldn't mind living like not too deep in the woods because I'm scary, but the solitude of it's so much different from the city. The city, you got these little mini bikes and go-karts going up and down the street. Your neighbors is hollering out the window. So, that's a peace of mind too. Mickey Flo, how are you? How's your channel going, Mickey? I saw your video. Yeah, I was doing some what I grow. I was doing some research on the white asparagus. You have to grow them in the dark. Like you could you can grow them above ground, but you got to put like a tent over them where it's always dark. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know the taste difference in the white, the green, or the purple. I know the purple is more sweeter than the green, but I don't know the taste difference with the white. Yeah, I know. I watched that one on your art. You think that's what your channel is gonna be about from now on, Mickey? Mikey? Yeah, I'm trying to get back in the chat. Okay, cool. That was pretty cool how you did that, though. I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again. So I'm looking forward to your next video. Thank you so much for coming in the live. Guys, if you're just coming in the live or if you've forgotten, please smash the thumbs up for the host. I'm going to be ending this live soon. This live soon, so it's getting hot. I have no sun. I mean, no shade. When I came out, the whole yard was shaded, like a cloudy day. The birds is waiting for me to get out the yard. See them up there? That's crazy. I gotta start putting up my tents because my figs are getting bigger. I think I'm gonna have me a little harvest this year, thank God. I'm waiting on my cucumbers to start setting. I gotta harvest some of these banana peppers. So y'all hear the bird talking to me? He was like, hurry up and wrap it up. Um, you only have 2 videos up at the moment. Just keep at it. You out of school now, so you got a little time to work on it and get your content going. I said some indoors that didn't grow in straight growing on. Y'all, I'm trying to read your comments off the phone, off the back of the screen, and it's between that and the light, it's rough. Well, everybody, I thank you guys for coming in and spending time with me in the garden. I'm gonna get out of the sun and get going and start my day. But if you guys are thinking about going live, I mean, do it. It gives the people a chance to interact with you and get a little bit closer and get to know you personal than just a video. So just try it. Even if you have to do it in house, if you don't have your 1K, you have to do it from your computer. But if you got your 1K, you can do it from your mobile and set it up. I'll be looking for all of you guys. Thank you so much, Bear Fruit, for coming. Thank you so much, Diva and Melanie, for moderating. I have some great moderators. If you go live, make sure you get you a moderator. The moderator job is to keep your live moving and to make sure that no trolls is in there and that everybody is abiding by the rules. Thank you, What I Grow, and you have a great day. Dan, everybody that came into the live, Zoe, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate all of you all. Mikey Flo, thank you for stopping in. Backyard Gardening, Hidden Harvest, Grow Lights. I didn't even know Hidden Harvest that came in. Wow. Thank you so much for coming. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody. I know I'm going to miss somebody. And if I do, I apologize. But thank you guys. Enjoy your Monday. Start your week off strong. And I'll see you in the next live or somebody live. I'll speak to you. Not sure who's going live next, but happy gardening, everybody.